Listen, if you had invested $10,000 in NVIDIA 10 years ago, that position would now be worth $2.57 million. Guys, the market needs a hero right now. Will it be NVIDIA once again in 2025? Will they do the heavy lifting? Well, we're going to get that news very, very soon. But before we get that news, here in a few minutes, while I'm shooting this video, we're going to get those FOMC notes. And I have to play a little clip from our commander in comedy, Mr. Donald Trump. Let me play this clip for you guys.
Now, mortgage rates are down despite the Fed. I mean, Scott, you got to work in this guy. He's got some real mental problems. No, he's something wrong with him. It's just sweet. I'd be honest. I'd love to fire his ass. He should be fired. Guy's grossly incompetent, and he should be sued for spending $4 billion to build a little building.
Calling Fed Powell grossly incompetent. The markets are at an all-time high. Inflation has yet to come under control, nor has it hit the mandate that every Fed has been challenged to reach, which is 2%. The job market is looking kind of soft. I'll have to agree that I don't think that Fed Jerome Powell got it right this last time. I think the market needed a 50 basis point cut to save us from going into this free fall that we've gone into because the risk was too high because of the economy potentially slowing down. Well, I think we're going to get those FOMC notes, and I don't think they're really going to surprise anybody because there has been a round of Feds coming out suggesting that they don't think the Fed should cut in December. So it appears as if the Fed has been conditioning the market to believe that it won't get a cut, and I don't know why he would do that and then give a cut in December. But either way, this is the number one reason why the market's been slowly melting down and people have begun to go risk off. It's because of a lack of confidence in what the Fed is doing. And clearly, our commander in comedy also does not have much confidence in him. And the fact is that next year he's gone and there will be a new Fed and the rates will likely be coming down exponentially. So that's the first hurdle we have to jump today to see which direction the markets are going is those FOMC notes. And then, of course, we're going to get NVIDIA's earnings. In yesterday's video, I highlighted the need to just simply wait and see what the market does today before taking any new positions. Don't attempt to catch the bottom. If everything rockets today and we see a sizable volume node at the bottom of the S&P 500, the QQQ, and the rest of the big tech stocks, as well as NVIDIA, that will signal to us that smart money wants to get back in. But let me caution you. I want to just outline the fact that all of Q3 so far has been sell the rip. And even if NVIDIA comes out with incredible earnings like a lot of other AI companies and other big tech companies did, you got to remember, it didn't hold very well over the next couple of days. So we've got to see what NVIDIA does today. If it were to go up, does that hold into Thursday and into Friday? Remember, Friday we're getting more jobs data, and so we got to see where we're positioned in the last half hour of the market this week to really determine if we should be putting more money to work long-term in this market. In yesterday's video, I highlighted the fact that this was an extended rally, which simply means that the easy money is behind us and we're going to begin to need to be snipers moving forward. Now, I've talked quite a bit in the last couple of weeks about another big tech company, and that's Google. I have to highlight today that they've been ripping right back up to all-time highs on the release of some new AI news. Let me quickly share that news with you. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about how we won trading Google in the Stocks with Josh Discord today. Alphabet, the YouTube and Google parent, climbed 4% to an all-time high after rolling out its Gemini 3 artificial intelligence platform Tuesday. Google said Gemini 3 lets users get better answers to more complex questions and needs less prompting to find the context and intent behind requests, which simply means it's a better AI. And I'm not going to get into Meta right now, but when I last covered Meta and I warned that we were going to continue to come down, that we weren't seeing reversal right now, that smart money was not loading back up, I reminded folks then that Meta is in trouble because of the amount of money that they've spent on AI and the performance of the AI that they've got. It's the opposite of what we're seeing with Google. Google's crushing it with AI. They're getting a better ROI on their AI over at Google. And that's why that stock price is hitting all-time highs and Meta is pulling back. In the Stocks with Josh Discord, we did a number of things today. I'm going to quickly go over. That's my pro trading community. You can go there by going to the name of the show, but search it on the internet, www.stockswithjosh.com, and you can come join that community. And I highlight every single time I talk about the fact that I'm going to be live trading that I'm expecting that we'll crush it. And guess what we did this morning? We crushed it. We had a huge mammoth win on Google right out of the gate. I've got to shout out Money Mike for highlighting that and bringing it to our attention. We all loaded up. People were in there making thousands to tens of thousands of dollars on that Google play. It was a runaway winner success. Congratulations to everybody in the Stocks with Josh Discord and the money that we made today. Now, after the hype cooled down and everything slowed down, I said, you know what? NVIDIA's looking weak right here. Let's take this for a slow pitch play to the downside. And we got in beautifully right when it began to roll over and got another 10, 20%. NVIDIA pulled back kind of hard. Let everybody know in the comments section if you made some money on Google and if you made some money on NVIDIA. We are now trading in 8 different live trade sessions. We added another one, so now we're up to 9. We had 5 teaching classes each week. We've added another one. Now we're up to 6. Discord is absolutely growing. And I got a great comment in the Stocks with Josh Discord today. Someone said that I was in the Discord, I left, I lost 20% of my portfolio. I came back, and ever since I've been winning. Another one of my favorite comments from Alan, $498 in a few minutes. And oh, by the way, I passed my 50K funded LFG. Loving it. I'm getting more and more of those type of testimonials that people are using my A+ trade setups to get funded. So I'm glad to hear your story. Well done. Real quick, one more from WJT. Hey there, Josh and Mike made $11,793 today on Google. Guys, the proof is in the results and it's in the receipts in the comment section. People are doing very well. I'm doing very well. I grew my overall trade account today by 17%. It was a nice day for me. Now, I'm going to just tell you right now, when you have big days like that and the market's hot and the market's volatile, you got to want to slow down and be careful that you don't overtrade. But why do I say the markets are volatile? Because if you go into the VIX has come up off the ground and it's now elevated. And I've made mention many times that when we're above 20, we're in a danger zone for more heavy selling pressure. We're sitting around 24. We're going to be watching that very carefully today after the big news to see whether it calms down or whether it jumps again. So keep your eye on the VIX. It's going to tell us a lot about future direction. All right, before I get into the meat of this video and a few things that I have to cover about NVIDIA's future direction, I just want to simply highlight that tonight I'm going to be on a Stock Squad live show over on Keenan Grace's page with the Stock Squad. Don't miss it. I think it's going to be a dynamic conversation. We're all going to be reacting to the news and the market and where we think we're at. And I think we're going to have a great conversation over there tonight about crypto. At least I hope we do. Bitcoin, of course, has fallen apart. I want to remind you guys that I highlighted many times in every single show that if Bitcoin could not hold 107,000, that was the spot that it couldn't close beneath on really the daily or weekly time frame. Bitcoin's been an absolute free fall. Of course, the alts are in a winter. I've highlighted that as well, that if you go to your favorite alt, to the all-time high of this particular cycle, we're already down 90% on a lot of them. And so I'll admit that it's hard to say where we're going next, but I will simply tell you this is why we strike those lines in the sand, and when we've crossed them, then you've got to get out. When Bitcoin closed below 107K, then the only thing that anybody should have been doing is shorting crypto from that point forward. I'll be doing a show very soon this week on where I think things will bounce and where I think support is, and who knows, maybe it's today. Maybe it's on the prospects from the FOMC notes of a more dovish Fed, even though that's not the word on the street and it's not what he's had his Feds out saying. He's been hawking up, and you know, it's no surprise when you see a president coming at him that way, saying that he should be prosecuted with what he's done in his position. I don't agree with that in particular, but I do agree that he should have given a bigger rate cut, and he should give a rate cut in December. It'll be very interesting. We're not too far away. And if for some reason he decided to give up that rate cut, it would surprise the market because he's been hawkish ever since the last FOMC meeting all the way till today. And we're going to find out with those notes what the rest of the committee thinks. All right, before I wrap up this video, I want to talk about the most important thing that we can see or identify in the charts right now on any stock we like. It doesn't matter whether it's NVIDIA, Meta, Netflix, the SPY, the QQQ. There's one thing that the market's not giving us that it absolutely needs to convince more people to begin to put more money to work and go back to risk on. And you say, well, is it those FOMC notes? No, it actually isn't the FOMC notes. Well, is it NVIDIA's earnings tonight? No, it actually isn't. Is it the jobs report on Friday? No, it isn't. It's You've got to keep your eyes on the money. And how do we see the money in Wall Street? Well, we see the money through giant green volume nodes on our charts. We need to see smart money coming back in. And right now, that's what all of the charts are missing. Even though we really haven't fallen a lot, some people feel like we have fallen a lot. It depends on what type of risky play you were in. But the fact is, the market hasn't really rolled over yet, and it could just be in the beginning stage of pulling back, right? We've yet to get any green volume nodes on the daily or higher time frames on any of our favorite stocks. And as a result, if we're committed to following the charts and really following smart money, because that's what you do when you follow the charts, if we're committed to trading the trend, right now the trend is down and we've yet to get a sign of a reversal. So it'll be interesting to see how this week finishes up. If we end up with a giant green volume node, then I'm going to be excited and I'm going to be going long again in the coming weeks. In the month of December, we're going to be talking about Santa Claus rallies, and everybody's going to be hyped back up, and they're going to be reminded that we're still in the AI rally and that it hadn't broken, and that NVIDIA gave it a breath of fresh air. But until we see that volume at the bottom of the charts, we've got nothing but fear. So we need to keep an eye on that, because otherwise the markets are going to continue to drop. And that doesn't scare me, because we make money when the markets drop. We made money today when Google rocketed. We took calls to the upside. We made money when NVIDIA failed and fell to the downside. Both were profitable, so it doesn't really matter what the market throws at us. That's the purpose of my A+ scalp setups that I give in the Stocks with Josh Discord. It's all about breakout or breakdown. We'll go with it whichever direction it goes. If you're tired of trading alone and you're not winning, come and join us. Join me and my crown traders. I look forward to seeing you over there, and it'll be an interesting day to see how this market unfolds and how healthy the AI story really is. Peace and blessings, my friends. I'll see you in the next video.